Hello, everyone, and thank you for watching. It has been a long, crazy week for me. I've been in and out of doctor's offices all week, and I have a lot of things to discuss with you guys in this video. A lot. One, I was able to get my genetic testing results back on my cancer that they ran through my blood about a month ago at the Cancer Center in Knoxville, Tennessee. A lot of interesting results there. They were trying to determine if it was possible that this was passed down to me through one of my parents, or if it was possible I could pass it down to my son or one of my other siblings might have it. And they were also trying to determine if certain targeted types of immunotherapies or chemotherapies would possibly work against my cancer, because in a lot of cases they don't with ACC. So a lot of big news when it comes to that, and I'll get to that a little bit later. I also spent the day in the ER yesterday, or at least the better half of the day, and I'll talk about that also in this video. But just real quick, if you guys haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Every subscriber really helps. Every like, every comment, every form of engagement is awesome. I really appreciate your all support. You guys help me keep going along. I really don't think I could do it without the support of you guys. Some days are harder than others. And I don't know if part of that is due to my radiation treatments messing with my head. I feel like some of it is. It does cause a lot of confusion. I'm just sick of it. But thankfully, after this weekend, I only have 5 more days left to go, and then I am done with my treatments. I did what I needed to do to get through it, and it wasn't easy, but I am here, and I'm sorry. But I'm here. It's the last week. The light is at the end of the tunnel, and I am so happy about that. So yesterday, I spent the better half of the day at the ER, and this was after my radiation treatments. We stopped to get something to eat, me and my wife, at Subway, and we were able to eat it, and I was feeling just fine. And on the way back home from Subway, I realized I started feeling really bad sick, like to the point where I could not contain myself, and I had to get a bag to get sick in. We also had to pull over at a gas station so I could run in and use the bathroom because of how sick I was. It was like instant. It was like there was no waiting at all. I had to puke. There was no waiting at all. My stomach was so upset. And then when we got home, I think I threw up maybe 6 more times. I couldn't hold down water. I couldn't hold down anything. So we went to the ER to make sure everything was okay. And I was having some light chest pains, and I think that could have been from throwing up, and I was kind of scaring myself. So we just went to the ER just to be sure everything was fine. We were in there forever, it felt like, but all my chest scans and my blood work all came back normal. So that's great. So that took up the better half of my day yesterday, which is also a reason why I didn't post. I really wanted to, but I just didn't feel that well, even after they gave me medicine. I thought about posting last night, but it just wasn't going to happen. I feel much better today, still not amazing, so I'm assuming it was a stomach bug that was the main culprit, or that's kind of what they thought it probably was. So thankfully that's done and over with. So I guess I can move on to the results from the genetic testing that I got. It's pretty crazy. Unfortunately, they weren't able to test all of what they wanted to, but they were able to test some of them. And what they found was interesting. They found that it does appear that, given the mutation that I have with my type of cancer, that some types of targeted chemotherapy could possibly work for what I have. They're not 100% on it, so that is some good news, because if this ever comes back, I would like to know there's another line of defense, because it feels kind of weird only having the possibility of radiation working and surgery being the only 100% way of removing my tumors if they come back, which my cancer is chronic, so the likelihood of it coming back is high. When, nobody knows. I don't think anybody can know. It's great thinking there are other ways that could help me if I were to fall into regression and something were to come back again. They were also able to determine that this cancer is uniquely mine. I have a rare cancer, which I've stated before, but I also have a rare form of my type of cancer. I have a very slow growing version of my type of cancer. They think the tumor that was in my nose had been in there for about 5 years, or could be longer. And I also have the hardest kinds of tumors that you could get with this type of cancer. It's a hard tumor. It broke through my bone, through my left eye socket, and just devoured all the bones in my nose like it was nothing. So they're hard tumors. So that's a little unnerving, I think, but the fact that it's very slow growing is a plus in my side, because some mutations of this type of cancer are faster than others or more aggressive, and thankfully mine is slow. And they not only think mine is slow growing when it comes to the tumors, they also think it's slow to metastasize. So that's good. That means it has a longer window of time for you to go get something out before it starts spreading, obviously, because if mine was in me for 5 years, and as far as they could tell, it never spread, that's really, really lucky. A lot of people don't get that lucky. So I am definitely humbled by that. They were also able to determine that it is definitely not likely that this was genetically passed down to me, and that I could genetically pass this kind of cancer down to my son. What I have is uniquely mine, as they put it. So that's good. It helps me rest easier knowing that I could not pass down this cancer to my son. And I know it helped my mom, thinking that this wasn't her fault, which it wouldn't have been her fault anyway. But I know on some level, maybe she felt that way, because I would feel that way if I had accidentally passed this down to my son. So they do not think it was hereditary, which is good. That's probably the best news I got with this genetic testing. So nothing bad, nothing real crazy, but it's definitely interesting. And even they were still kind of baffled by some of the results by it. They don't understand this cancer, and as my doctor, Dr. Lee, put it yesterday, I'm not sure that these genetic testings got us any closer to really fully understanding what's going on in your body. It helped some, but it's not perfect. You know, in a way, it's kind of interesting having specialists look at you and tell you that, you know, what you have is unique, and they're not really sure how to think about it or how to go about it. But also, obviously, it's scary. You know, it scared my wife, and it scares me too on a lot of levels. But I try to be strong and just push forward, because, you know, she has enough stress on her plate, and I don't like indulging in the bad thoughts. Because it's just not worth it. As of right now, I am clinically speaking disease-free. I just want to say a lot of this information from these genetic packs are very difficult to read and to understand for a layman like me. And I got a lot of help from one of my good friends who actually follows me here on YouTube and on TikTok. And thank you so much. That phone call that we had was awesome. I can't thank you enough. It means the world to me that people like you take time to help me understand this, and the people who support me on here, same to you. It means the world to me that you guys support me on here. It really helps. It really does. Anyway, I think that's probably all I really have to discuss in this video. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I don't want to keep rambling. Like I said earlier, if you guys haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Every subscriber really helps. Every like, every comment, every form of engagement is amazing. I really appreciate all of you, and I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.